Okay, so let's start that again. Just briefly. This mother you're seeing, she's like 36 weeks. She has, okay, go on, give a brief history.
She's 36 weeks, has had myomectomy, and has two uterine scars. Not scars. One scar and two fibroids on the right and the left side of the uterus, and they're inside the cavity. They're not. They're inside the walls, not the cavity. So that's where they were. And this ultrasound and this diagnosis is from a year back, November 2023. After that, we didn't need anything. Everything was okay. We didn't get any ultrasounds done. And now, as she's approaching the final lap of pregnancy, there are warm-up labor signs. For example, sometimes there are cramps, there's back pain, and she's been complaining of nausea for a week now. And so it's normal in third trimester with all the hormonal changes to have nausea. And up until now, I was suggesting her to eat every 2 hours, have pomegranate juice, lime, soda, or when she is not able to take things down, and eat light because it's also heat, like it's hot in Delhi and in and around India. So that's been my recommendation, to have more fluids, and also not to sleep without anything, like long gap between your sleeping morning and the night. Eat something before you sleep, because then that leads to buildup of gas and nausea in the morning. So those have been my suggestions. And then when there was this morning about vomiting this morning, so I was just reading up third trimester and nausea, the different reasons that can be there. So one of the reasons that I came about is, I don't know if I should, because this will go to moms also, right? The pregnant moms. So
hang on, let me think. Okay, back up your statement again. What are you starting to say?
My doubt that we were discussing, you and I, about the scar. But this video will go to the new moms also, right?
Doesn't matter. I might edit this later and push that to the group, because it's actually, to the students, because it's actually quite technical. And definitely this is not a general conversation for parents, because this is a specific midwife medical / medical situation. So it's actually a student project. So go ahead, keep going. We'll cut it.
So I was just reading up Anfry this morning, and therein in one line she said this could be because of a silent uterine rupture. So that got my head turning, because of course,
so what was it that what did you go look for? When you opened, okay, number one, and I think you and I were discussing this, you went and started looking up Anfry. But what did you look up? You didn't look up silent uterine rupture, did you? You looked up something else.
Nausea in third trimester. Various reasons.
Okay, I'll stop that there. I think this is Sharda who's entered.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So nice to see you. Because I know what's going to happen here if we keep going with this one. Oh my goodness, so funny, because we just got back to the exciting part where it got to good catch.
Good catch.
All right, so the bottom line was good catch. Well done. So today we have wonderful news and a lot of really good glimmering today. So as I mentioned at 1:08, hang on, except for my throat, glimmering in the throat.
Yeah.
A lovely baby boy was born at 1:08 this morning, and Radha couldn't, and I didn't leave my bed. Radha Kund had her first go of being on her own too. She didn't even have an assistant. She didn't, because this mother, Mayapurishri, didn't want any new faces. So like I was ready, I think Shaman came here with their family for a week and then they just went back to Delhi and they're trying to go back to Mayapur. And I thought Shaman was here and I was going to say, hey, Shaman, you want to go to a birth? That's what it's like. Again, we're back to the students. That's what it's like in Mayapur. If you come here, you're just going to be hit with births, antenatal, postnatals, all kind of things. So Mayapur is a great place to come and get some real hands-on experience. It's good fun too. We have fun. We like to play with people like Sharda because she's really young and innocent and she's sweet. So we can play with her. Oh, I'm so mean. No, but understand, that's so cool. We had a beautiful baby boy. And you know what else was cool about it? Well, of course, I said this was Radha Kund's first catch. So Radha Kund is a full-fledged midwife, eh? She's a full-fledged midwife. She caught her baby by herself. I was in bed in my pajamas, which is nothing, and had to put I put some sticky tape over my camera. Oh, how come my camera's working? Oh, off it. Whoa. Wow, that's weird. That's where the light is. That says it's a camera at the top of your thing. Whereas actually the camera is here. Whoa. Weird. No, it's on my laptop. It's just my laptop. It's being weird. Like I say, oh, maybe it's just a light and the camera's next to it. Okay, never mind. I also noticed in my videos, yeah, I'm doing a lot of this.
By the way, I'm loving the videos that are coming on the page.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's something. Yeah, I'll get to that later. I'm getting off track. So, okay. So what did I want to talk about? I want to talk about estimated due dates. How funny. Where's Tapasya when you need her, right? Okay, so now you get to repeat Tapasya's class. Radha Khan, woo! Congratulations. So, yeah. Okay. I think I'm still going to go on with the antenatal class. So I wanted to talk about estimated due dates, which follows on. It's good for the students here because it follows on Tapasya's class. But here's what it's all worth, isn't it? At the end of the day, it means nothing. Nothing. So we're finding some interesting situations as of late. We had a mother become distressed. She was 38 weeks. Oh, 37 when she started actually getting stressed. She was 37 weeks and wanted to know when the baby was coming and becoming very upset that the baby wasn't already here. And so some understanding of estimated due dates has been lost. And even some of the Indian Bengali men who come to me, they say they remember that their aunties and uncles, they would say, oh, that means nothing. It could become a week before or a week late. And yet still, I'm seeing a lot of pressure or demands, and even to the point of ultimatums. When is this baby coming? And if it doesn't come by this date, which is the due date, the guesstimate date, then I will go to hospital. So after some discussion, okay, I won't go to hospital. I On the 22nd, I will give you till the 29th, which means we haven't understood what's going on. Another mother, not her. I don't think it's her. I haven't spoken to her personally. When I do, I will understand more of their mood. It's her mother, or maybe his mother, who is, oh, Supreme. Sorry, wrong person. I just saw the, never mind. So, due dates, we'll cut that bit out too. It's not this mother, but her mother's mother who is being persistent. She wants the mother to go to the doctor, to the hospital, to the doctor to get a due date. And then supposedly she will relax and let this go. Third mother is constantly concerned and daily is wondering when I'm going to come. Every day asking the same question. And in fact, I gave a good answer, which is not before July. Not before July, which is 10 days away. And still, every single day, any news, any news, any news. You must learn to understand what nature is. We exclusively practice natural childbirth, and this is what natural childbirth is. We wait. We wait, we watch. An estimated due date. It's already says it, people. It's an estimated due date. And you are constantly being informed and educated that it's a guess and babies can come anywhere from 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after that due date. And in fact, frankly, babies can come anywhere 3 days early, 3 weeks early before or 3 weeks after the due date. And this is perfectly normal, average, and healthy. But still, by 37 weeks, women are demanding, when is my baby coming? So I want to look at the mood of the demand. A demand. Who are you demanding this to? There has to be a very, very deep understanding of you not being in control. You don't get to know. You actually don't get to know. I don't get to know. Make all the demands, cry as much as you like, scream and hit the wall. Oh, this is the latest event. Put your fist through a glass window. Go ahead, do it. You did, stupid. You're angry. You didn't get what you want. Your demands aren't being met. So I'm going to put my fist through a glass window. Stupid. Baby still ain't coming until it's ready to come. I don't give a damn. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is me. Meet me in all my fury. I'm still a pussycat, really. But I do fire up and sorry. You can't demand nature. You can't. Who does this? Stand at the edge of the Ganges and scream? Scream, Gangama. You're flooding. Go back. How dare you? Stand on your rooftop and scream at the sky? Turn on your midwife and demand that you produce a baby by a certain time? Oh, okay. And always when I discuss this situation, so what do people tell me? Well, it's a need, you have to educate the people, Mataji. I've been doing this, don't we? We have said this repeatedly over and over and over again, and I will continue to say it over and over and over again. We have no control. This is a guess date, approximate date. Get it through your head. You cannot punch a wall. That was me. You cannot punch your fist through the glass. I stopped myself before I did that. Something that's stupid. Because God just laughs at you, man. He just laughs at you. And it doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Nothing you just did changes anything. Hare Krishna. So I need what I request. I guess here I am. I brought this class together and I want to talk about this estimated due date. I want to tell you it means nothing and I don't care very much about it. In fact, pretty much it tells me on that day you are not having your baby. Because everybody's prepared for it. So it's the day you aren't having your baby. You will have your baby when it's ready. And it doesn't matter how upset you are. It doesn't matter how agitated you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. This is some of the explanation, but these women are young. That's not true. That's not the excuse. I was way younger. I know people way younger and they're okay. They don't question, they don't make their demands. So this is something that we're kind of facing right now. And it's been not right now, it's been something that shows up recently. Women think where they're being told, even though their due date is one thing, at 36 weeks, doctors are wanting to take babies out. At 37 weeks, you've got all your family surrounding you, pressuring you. Why haven't you had your baby? In turn, the mother turns around and pressures the midwife. In natural birth, none of this means a thing. I practice natural birth. I don't care how much pressure you put on me. I don't care how much ache, how many twinges you feel. Oh, Mataji, pain in my back. Mataji, pain. Mataji, pain. Oh, pain. I know. It's part of labor. It's part of getting ready for pregnancy. We sit back and we accept it. And when the baby is ready to come, the baby comes, not before, not after. When the baby is ready, the baby will come. Estimated due dates are guesses. They tell you around about this date, you should have your preparations put together. All the things that you should have ready for your home birth should be already there. And most people, if you're like most families, okay, you didn't get everything on time. So all these aches and pains will tell you, time to get up, get serious, get these things. Prepare for your birth. But the main point I'm making here, please accept the process of labor whenever it should show up. I'm not going to look at things that are posted on Facebook. I'm not going to look at things that are posted on our WhatsApp groups. You know, there's some beautiful memes out there, lovely. None of them are evidence-based. And being, as I've said, being a doctor of lawyers and a judge, My, oh my. You better have it evidence-based. You better know what you're talking about. Because my dad's going to slam me. Do you know? I practice nature, which means I stand back. This is practicing nature. Now, if we have an issue, I'm not doing nothing, eh? We are monitoring the mother. We do everything that you're supposed to do as midwives during the pregnancy, during the labor, during the birth. Radican, yeah. And postnatally. So this is what a midwife does: is she's watching, she's looking after, she knows how to care. She knows what she's looking for. And if we find something, I'm pointing at someone, she knows who she is. Find something, it's her job as a midwife to go off and look it up. You just be at peace. Okay, what do you guys think about what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask questions now. Because sometimes I'm not, yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying about waiting for nature to take its course? Just be patient. It's, as I'm trying to say, this is something you are not supposed to know the answer to. We're not supposed to know when the baby comes. Otherwise, we would know. The good Lord chose not to tell us. I won't. Yeah. So this is how I practice. If you believe in going with nature, sure, we'll wait for the baby to come, and it always comes when it's ready. But I will not start putting pressure or pressurizing you or allowing you to pressurize us about having your baby now. It's out of our control. It's out of everyone's control. Radha Kun says, that's exactly right. We can't do anything. And so here's the conundrum. Here's the crux of my problem, of all our problems. Actually, yeah, it's the crux of all our problems. We are not in control, right? We know someone else is in control. And this is the constant problem of our existence, learning to surrender. And oh my God, when you're in childbirth, you want to know what surrender is? This is surrender, and it's the beginning of parenthood. Surrender, surrender, surrender. A couple of beatings here and there. Okay, maybe not the beatings. But my God, you're just going to have to keep surrendering, and it never, ever stops. So if you think you can, if you feel, if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling frustrated, okay, toward the end of pregnancy, it's very, very common to start being sick of being pregnant, for sure. It's a common symptom. You can't predict by looking some symptoms exactly right. Supremi, you know darn well she's not ready to deliver, but she's been feeling aches and pains and cramps and pinches and pulls. Shard is about the youngest one amongst us. And I bet you she's feeling ache and pain and pulls here and there. She's in the beautiful stage of wanting to vomit. Hang on. I don't think she's suffering that though. But my point being, we have no control, and I refuse to take control. Absolutely refuse. Now, having said that, if I see a problem, I promise you, I'll fight Krishna for you. I'll fight him tooth and nail. I'll bring everything I have to the party. knowing that he will ultimately be the victor, right? He's going to be the victor, but I'll fight him. It's my job. And I'll accept his supreme decision. And that's what natural birth is. That's what natural childbirth is. When I say I'll fight him, what does that mean? Okay, what's an example? Give me a problem. Okay, the baby has a bit of respiratory distress. I'm going to fight you, Krishna. I'm going to blow some oxygen in this baby's mouth. I'm going to warm this baby up and give him to his mother and wrap towels around the both of them and skin to skin contact and this thing and that thing. I will do what I need to do to protect this baby. Most of the times I win. I win. Yeah. Hey, it's kind of cool. It's kind of funny when you think of it that way. How funny. The relationship with Krishna, with the Lord, is pretty funny. So I'll go to fight him knowing full well, he's just kind of playing with me and I'm fully. But that's what's beautiful about being a mother, going through labor, being a mother at all, raising your children, being a midwife, working with all of this. Because natural childbirth means surrendering. Don't get angry. Anger gets in your way. When you demand, it gets in your way. You're wasting your time. Again, I can only think of, I always get this image. Actually, it's a story, an image I got after listening to a story from my god sister of something tragic thing that had happened in her life, and that afterwards she was so angry at Krishna and she was screaming at him and mad at him. And frankly, this was hers and someone else's own transgression. But I've seen the same thing with mothers who've lost their children. They're so angry at Krishna. And I just think of when I hear what they say, I just get this image of Krishna just kind of, when a kid wants to swing at you, little kid swinging at you, and you put your hand on his head and you've got him at arm's distance and there's no way he can get you. But you just kind of let them do it. You're kind of enjoying their nonsense. So I think of it like that. But in the end, Krishna is the Lord. He does what he wants. So I will, if I see a need for a cesarean section, I will take you in. I've actually only once had, in all my previous births before coming to Mayapur, only one woman needed a cesarean section. I only took one in for a cesarean section. Out of over almost 1,300 babies, only one C-section. I come to Mayapur, 4 or 5 C-sections. Woo! Fear and demands. Fear and demands. Won't get you anywhere. Does anybody want to add to that or have something, some thoughts about that? Or some realizations even. And even if that's what it is, just a personal realization. Especially for those amongst us who are pregnant. Ha, not me. Woo-hoo. But if you're pregnant, take that away with you. Are you ready to surrender? That's a dumb question, isn't it? Because you won't know till you're pushed up against a wall and you'll find out. But again, I will emphasize, reiterate, there's nothing we can do. All we do as midwives is wait and watch and watch and wait. We have to remember and respect the fact that baby and Krishna has mapped out the perfect plan. I didn't see the rest of it, but that's right. It's already a done deal. Now, Krishna lets us fight him. Like I said, he lets us swing all we want. And I know he's got a compassionate smile on his face. But he'll let us swing. And he lets us be fools, doesn't he? We have free will. So we can also walk off and be gods ourselves. Okay, I don't want to wait for my baby to come. I'm going to deal with it myself. I'm going to the hospital. Doctor will look at you. No, no, your baby's something, something. Your baby's something, something. We need to do a cesarean. Okay, you can do that too. Yes, yay, Radhika. Somebody stop me. Tell me.
We have to remember that even as a team, we work as a team. You know, it's not just the mother and the baby anymore. We have to remember that your decisions don't only affect you. Your concerns and worry is not just you. Your whole team is affected by this decision you are making. And it breaks our hearts. It hurts because we have to also make decision to drop you because we can see it's going to be a problem during labor. If you cannot wait for your baby to arrive on the natural day it's supposed to come, then you cannot be patient and wait for your labor to carry on like Krishna has planned. So there is a problem here. If you can't wait, then you cannot wait for labor. And that's a problem for your team. So it's very important that we exercise this patience. Let's see this 9 months as the perfect time to exercise patience, learn surrender, because we're going to need it. Learn to surrender, learn to accept, and learn to remember that we are never in control. Only Krishna is in control. When you have your kids, you're going to learn this. You're going to understand this. It's quite the process, but
it starts now.
It starts now. It's one of those things that hits you in the face really hard. You realize, wow, I'm really not in control. I'm just the engineer. Actually, no, not the engineer, because engineer is still the controller. We're not the engineer. We're just shepherds. We're just cowhead boys. You know,
puppets.
Following puppets. That's all we are. We're just being used. So if real surrender is there, then we'll say, Krishna, okay, use me. Use me to bring your Damvasi into this world. Whenever you choose, whenever you want. I am totally surrendered. This is our practice. And our practice can really help in this time of pregnancy. So we should try to use that and practice that now. It will really help. This is my experience and this is my best advice I can give. So nobody freak out about due date. Just enjoy that pregnancy and find things to do to distract yourself from waiting. Nobody waits for labor. Do other stuff. Have a hobby. Start a project. Have a baby party. Whatever.
Crochet a blanket.
Crochet a blanket.
Make a baby blanket.
Absolutely. I crocheted this cute little baby clothes with boots, and it was the cutest little thing ever. And that was probably the only time I ever had time to ever crochet. Because
Actually, that's a great suggestion. I did the same thing, right? I made for every baby, I crocheted a blanket. And for one of my kids, I made a baby, yeah, I crocheted a baby bundle thingy that became a dress later on.
yeah,
And these things got passed down to the grandkids. And so, yeah, we were talking about this before, that this is often how women got together and assisted each other, grew up together with, what do you call it? Multi-generational connections. So you got around either people in my generation, they were making fishing nets. They were making big blankets, special types of quilts in Hawaii. They'd sit around these things and the women would talk. And in this way, the women who had concerns about their pregnancies, they would speak it out, and the other women would reassure them. So still, it always seems to evolve around arts and crafts, really. It is the woman's thing. Even Krishna says this in the 10th canto about a feminine something, craft, art, integrity, intelligence. Woo-hoo. I'll look it up and find the exact quote. But yeah, it's something you can consider doing while you wait. Make something. Yeah, Radhikun, for your baby. And remember, it's about a baby. Radhikun.
another thing. Oh, I forgot the other thing.
Yay! Old loves company.
Yeah. When I remember, I'll raise my hands again.
Oh, how funny. Okay, so how do you guys feel about what we're saying? I know you want to know, some of you want to know due dates. I know some of you are facing other people who want to know. I want to know when my baby's coming. Some of you are facing other people who are putting pressure on you to know when your baby's coming. Radhikun.
Yeah, I remember now. So another thing is to remember that this pregnancy is a journey. It's a phase. It doesn't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. So this phase is going to be over. And then guess what? There's going to be a new phase. A breastfeeding phase, postpartum phase, raising kids phase. So I suggest we enjoy these phases.
Why people do you want to run into the fire? Why are you so impatient to run into the fire?
Yeah, no rush at all. Please.
Right now is the good bit.
Remember, when you're pregnant, at least this last month, she said she'd be pregnant. She'll take pregnancy all over again than to go through having her periods every month. She'd rather be pregnant again and just, the pregnancy's better. So 9 months of no period. Just think about that. For me, that was like, wow, it was a blessing. And then breastfeeding also, for some people, can be another long time before you get your period again. So enjoy
4 years. 4 years.
Enjoy it. Make the best use of it.
Yeah, Radhikun's exactly right on this. We often, if you're going to start getting impatient, as I say, actually impatience is quite normal toward the end of pregnancy. It's a good sign that things are about to come. But don't take yourself so seriously is the point. Just because you're impatient, that's kind of cute. We can giggle at you. But when you make demands, when you think there's something actually real, when I hear the demands, it sounds to me that you're starting to believe in a due date. That's the problem I have here. And then that pressure is starting to come, but there's a serious due date. And as I say, so the answer has been, we need to educate the people. So we've been educating people and still they want to know a due date. But what Radhikun is saying is very, very real. And it's actually what we tell everybody else with the normal. When am I having this baby? This is the end. This is the end. This is the end again. This is for those of you having your first babies. This is the last time it's just you and your partner. It's the last time it's just you. Mate, oh my dear mothers to be, you will never be just you for a long time. How many times have you heard women complain, I've lost myself? This is it, people. This is the last time you have with you. Guess what? For months, you're not going to be able to go to the toilet anymore by yourself. So true. So true. I promise you, we keep teasing you and joking about parenthood, but it's actually real. I kid you not, I got the 5 kids, you know that. And every time I went to the toilet, they rushed in. They all 5 would rush in, surround me, and start talking to me because they knew I wasn't going anywhere. People, women, you will not be able to go to the toilet alone. Do you hear me? Do you understand this new universe you're about to run into? Enjoy your toilet time in peace while you have it. If you go out and like to get your hair done, clearly I don't do anything about this. But if it's the kind of thing you do, I like massages, man. I'm into a massage. If you like a massage, get one every day because you ain't getting one when you have a baby. You're not going to brush your hair in peace. You're not going to you're going to only get around to brushing half your teeth. Clean your house. Oh, you know what you can do? You know what you can do? How about you make some frozen meals? I know maybe for some devotees that kind of turns you a bit. Oh my God. Yeah, Radhakun, that's so true. My sister busted me once. I ran into the closet and hid in a closet. And she was looking for me because she was visiting me with my kids and I was hiding in the closet and she found me. Why was I in the closet? Because I had a chocolate bar and I knew if I pulled it out, 3 kids were attacking me. So she busted me. She threw the door open and I was saying, no, it's medicine. It's medicine. And every bite I took, I had to look. It didn't last though. They busted me. I'm telling you, this is the last time for peace and quiet. It's really, really is. So lap it up. If you go post dates, man, you're winning. You're winning. Let's read. This is, we control our minds, right? We can't, but we can help. Okay, sorry, that was a really wrong statement. We don't control our minds. But we can redirect our thoughts. Thank you, Krishna. We can redirect our thoughts. So instead of freaking out about not having your baby at 36 and 37 weeks, how about you thank the Lord and pray to go for 43 weeks? Because some women do. Many women will go to 43 weeks naturally. They have beautiful births and beautiful, healthy babies. Now, if I took a 43-week-old baby or a 43-weeker and pulled him out at 37 weeks because everybody's impatient, think about that. That's a 6-week premature baby. That baby will have problems for the rest of his life. And that, people, is what I'm trying to put in your head. Instead of trying to force this baby out before it's time, how about you chill out and have some fun? Take care of yourself for now. Binge watch television. Actually, there's so many things, and it doesn't have to be stupid things like binge watching TV. Like I say, you can also clean your house or set up. Many people like to focus on the nursery, right? What they're going to get for their baby. Radhikun's talking about making special clothes for babies. Go ahead, Radhikun. What do you want to do, people?
This last month, yesterday we had a delivery with one of our moms.
Not yesterday, not yesterday.
Oh, it was today. Yeah, it was this morning.
Says the midwife. Okay, people, this is what happens when people become midwives.
Yeah, she was maha cleaning. She knew her baby was gonna come in 2 days, and she started nesting, which is a natural phase in pregnancy. She started maha cleaning, and labor was going on, and she was still doing maha cleaning. It was amazing, and it was beautiful because even at the second stage, she was still trying to do maha cleaning. She was still in the nesting mode, and but she could, of course, she could not. She could not. So her mom finished the job, but it just tells you there is so much to do when you're pregnant. Than just sit around and waiting.
I have an idea. We should bring laundry. We can bring our laundry to the pregnant mother and get her to fold it for us. Remember how we had you had what's her name? Savi to pump up the ball. That was cool.
And dance. We made her dance. We had a little Shams party dance. It was fun.
Yeah. Have fun, people. Have fun. And again, I can't emphasize enough. And I think it's so for those of you on your pregnancy journey, it seems to me this is one of your early challenges. In the whole cycle, again, pregnancy is the absolute very, 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 very beginning of everything else to come. Don't overstress it now. You got lots of time to stress it out later. Honestly, you got the rest of that kid's life to stress out. And I promise you, you will get all the stress you ever needed or wanted. So people, enjoy the length of your pregnancy as long as you can, because if you think you're stressed now, all of us mothers can tell you there's more to come. This is the good bit. Get a pedicure, get a manicure, dye your hair, do something with this. You don't want to do your hair, fix mine. But you get the point. Okay. Okay, so I made that point clear. Yeah, Rhoda couldn't.
My last tip would be to spend as much time as you can with your husbands, because once that baby comes, he's gonna become second. His needs are gonna come second. Matiji, I heard you. I remember you telling my Prabhu this, and that really did prepare him. I mean, instead of feeling like now he's second, they support you. Of course, they accept that there's a baby, and of course, the baby's needs will come first, and their needs will come second. They're no longer gonna be the big baby anymore. Your favorite. So spend all that time with them now, baby them now, just love on them now and appreciate them now, because they're gonna really do feel left out. They're gonna be sleep deprived just as much as you will be. So spend that time loving on your husband, and just spend time appreciating, and just do whatever you need to do to make him feel like you see him now. That's the best advice I can give, because it's not gonna last. You're gonna be not getting time for him, and that's gonna sting him. It's gonna hurt. But of course, he's gonna try to understand, but it's gonna hurt deep down, because they're not getting time for him anymore. And if you normally make special meals for him or favorite meals, you're not gonna be getting time. It's just one of those things. Babies, they come, they take over your world. They just, they're first.
Obsessed. You
Yeah.
get obsessed.
Yeah. So take care of your husbands now. Spend that time and energy taking care of yourself and your husband. Yeah.
And that's beautiful, Radhikun. That's super beautiful. It's very, very important what she says. Okay, so we have a father here, Shirudi, and Dr. Samba, and he's I think you've got 2 kids and another one on the way. So indeed, what Radhikun says, but a lot of you here are expecting your first. And I had a saying, and even my husband would say this. He had a saying, he said, men are useless until they're, what was it? They're useless until they're 30. And I would say, men never grew up until they had their 3rd baby. And for the 1st and 2nd baby, they were kind of a little pushed out. Like, wait a minute, they were pushed out of the care basket. And it actually is a known psychological event that husbands can often feel jealous of the baby. It's just something that happens. We don't control these things, they just show up. So indeed, Matajis, my dear women, mothers coming, it's time to look. This is a good time to just be you and your Prabhu, your husband. This is I never felt that way. My kids are my best. I know, because you've got it right. You've got it right. Oh, that's yay. And I've heard yay. I didn't even hear that. Okay. Yeah, you got it right. I didn't hear that.
Because I got on the phone.
Oh, okay. It's been weird because the kitchen was working, but the bathroom not.
Wonderful. The 5 still has that much.
Okay, crazy. Okay, hang on.
We're not crazy. We think it,
Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, the husbands. Yeah. Just like that, we forget them. What was talking about then? Oh, yeah, the men. But they are bloody important to you, to us. We're all important to each other. And together we come together and we make a family, a unit. Yeah. It seems to be the same process that keeps coming together. Cells separate, they come together, they grow, they get bigger and bigger. It becomes a baby. People come together, they grow, they become a family. Those things come together, the families grow, they become a community. So the mother, absolutely, we've discussed the goddess and the mother. Now, what about the God and the father? Yeah, we always knew that. You guys are always trying to sell us on that, so it's our turn. Anyway, we depend on these men. Number one, theoretically, you love this person, or you come to love them, or the love comes and goes. That's what's normal. But the man is very important in this process. I've mentioned it before. He is your support. He's your post. He's your post. You hang on to him. And he's just standing there. Just calm down, woman. That's your husband. So you need to, this is your last few weeks, months. Be a real couple together. You women, as you want to have something to do, take out your husband. Do something nice for him. Let him know how much you love him and support him. Unless you don't, let him know that too. Work it out now in love and devotion. Don't wait for a big fight. Yeah? So we've given you ideas of what to do instead of worrying about your due date. Yes, Radhikund.
Even just now you mentioned work it out with your husband. It's super important during labor. If you have any resentment with your husband, you know it's going to affect your labor. It's going to affect the progress of your labor. It's best to work it all out now.
God, haven't we seen that over and over?
Stories have you told us, you know, of this happening where as soon as the mom expresses herself and the husband acknowledges, baby comes immediately. You know, these things can also be an obstacle during delivery. It's amazing how that works, but it works. It happens.
And that's exactly what Radhikund's referring to, a situation where this mother, I've been her midwife. I think this was the fourth time I was at her birth, third or fourth. I was always her midwife. She had a bunch of kids. But this was the last baby. And I was so surprised. She labored away like she usually does, which is pretty quickly. She gets the business over and done with and just has a baby. But this time she got quite toward the end of getting ready to push. And she just started stalling out and not going anywhere. It just wasn't. And I was sitting down, kind of running my thoughts through my head, and Sue just looks at me and she goes, "All right, Kale, what's going on?" I don't know. I was about to ask you the same thing. Okay, Sue, what's going on? Another contraction comes. She's quiet, maybe a couple of contractions. And out of the blue, she turns to her husband and she says, "It's you, Jeff. It's you. I know I'm going to have another baby." And it's true. The situation, every baby kept changing. Actually, instead of getting better, it got worse. To the point where they had moved from a beautiful stone house to now they were living in a teepee, not even a teepee. It's called a humpy. It's 4 half walls and a roof. And now she's outside renting out the house in a humpy. And she goes, "I'm going to have this baby. I'm going to be stuck in this humpy, and you're going to be out in the banana fields getting high. And I'm going to be looking after the 4 kids in this humpy." And Jeff is just squatting on the other side of her. We're both sitting on either side of this mother. Jeff just looks up at her and is listening to her, and he's nodding his head. He doesn't say anything. He's just nodding his head. He hears what she's saying. He's not arguing. "It's you, Jeff. It's you." Jeff didn't say a damn thing. He didn't make another promise. He didn't say shit. He just spoke. Sue, just spoke up. "It's you." And then she pushed out her baby. So how about you take care of that now? Maybe you won't come through. Maybe you don't even understand that you're having these thoughts. That's okay too. All of this is okay. Just go with the flow. Enjoy the journey. Here are some seasoned women giving you some advice when you get impatient. Knit a blanket. Make a baby blanket. Take your husband out on a date. Get your husband to take you out on a date. Give your husband a massage. Get your husband to give you a massage. Beat your husband up if you feel like you have to. That's always a good way to start labor. Oh, all right, I won't do that.
It's not necessary.
No, it's not necessary. I thought it was a good idea, frankly. But you get my point. Honestly, cook stuff and set it aside. Start your spring cleaning now because you're going to want to. So I'm not asking you to kill yourself, because that's when you get carried away, it's a sign of labor. Don't burn yourself out. But yeah, why don't you sort through your stuff, sort through yourself, sort through your husband, make something, cook something, go out. And call us when you're actually in labor. No, don't worry, we'll keep seeing you. Okay, any questions with that or comments? Okay, all right, thank you so much, everyone. And even privately, if you have some questions you'd like to shoot off to me, please feel free to do so. Okay, and Stamba Prabhu, I will see you later this evening. Okay. Sure. Okay, I'll talk to you, Divya. Well, we can just connect again, yeah? Unless you want to keep recording it, we can keep recording it. But actually, no, let me call you back because I want to drink something. My throat's cracking. Okay? And then we could even record it again if need be. Okay. But I'll come back because I know what we were talking about. Okay. All right. Honey, well, oh, wait, chats. What about control? We have to remember. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm just going to get a drink. Okay. Bye, everybody.